Hello everyone, welcome to the post-match review. Brentford 4, Manchester United 3. A late surge from us was not enough to steal the point. Transitions, long balls, crosses, aerial duels is everything we struggled with today. And there was a few other kind of intricate details as well. But yeah, would you agree with that assessment, Sam? Do you think that's what we mainly struggled with?
I think physicality was a big one. I think we suffered. I think we just, as we put in the thumbnail headline, bullied. I think that a lot of their players were physically better than us. A lot of young players on the pitch, which is understandable when it comes to physicality. Harry Amas was bullied for the first goal. Luke Shaw, a bit unlucky. It bounced off him and ends up in the back of the net. Going forward, Garnacho bullied quite a bit, like off the ball by, is it Kayate or Kanate? Yeah. He had him on toast, and it took till he went off before Garnacho eventually started playing better and got on the score sheet. So yeah, I think we're lacking in physicality, and I think Amrin's addressed that he's going to try and fix that in going into the summer. We're going after Cunha. I saw a weird link about Mbeumo right before the game, which is bizarre. Yeah, like that was weird. Obviously, Liam Delap, quite a physical player as well. So, yeah, I think hopefully that will get addressed in the summer, because when you don't play Bruno and Ahmad and all your top players, we just get overrun by players who are stronger and better, and that's what you saw.
Was that one of those games, Shreyas, you think, where the score line sugarcoats it a little bit?
A little bit, yeah, because you could see, like playing out the back when Brentford were trying to actually, press us in our half, we were terrible. And you could see how shaky Bayandi was playing the ball out from the back. You could see how shaky at times our wing backs were. When they had to drive the ball forward after they got the ball from Fredrickson, or when they got the ball from Luke Shaw, which led to a lot of opportunities for Brentford on the wings. I mean, Lewis Potter had an exceptional game, I think, for them. Every single time, whenever they won the ball back, he was there on the overlaps. Even Mbeumo caused a lot of problems. Sade caused a lot of problems because of it, and they capitalized on every single opportunity that they got. So I think midfield-wise, I think Ugarte had a brilliant game. But apart from that, when it comes to, just counter-pressing the opposition team and moving the ball forward, I think we were very poor in that department.
Yeah, I'll get on to specifics, so tactics and individual players and youngsters shortly. But I just want to go through the key moments, Sam, if we can. Mason Mount scores first goal since he actually scored, I think, against Brentford.
Yeah, 13 months.
Yeah, crazy. And a cutback from Garnacho as well, which he looked like he was actively trying a lot more today, which is nice to see, wasn't it?
And he was on the left as well, and he was trying to supply, which is something he doesn't normally do when he's in that position. And yeah, nice pass across. Mason Mount scores a goal. Very happy for him because he needs it. And you think, okay, cool. Second string, decent start, and you're on your way. It's good to see Mason Mount get a start as well, because I was wondering if he was ever going to get a start in this team. I was like, is he going to start in this team if you just keep bringing him off the bench? But he lasted, 60 minutes? And then they took him off. So, yeah, all right performance. I think he faded towards the latter half, the first half. But, yeah, I can't really have any complaints about the first goal. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I agree. I'm happy for him as well. I said literally on the pre-match build-up, I want him to get a goal or assist today or contribute to something, because too many times we're having conversations about him where we're like, he's great off the ball and he's tenacious and he presses a lot, but then he's not done anything on it for ages.
Yeah.
So, and when you're playing such an important role in a 10, like you need to have those kind of figures. You need to have that output. Although I know that not the game's all about just stats. But yeah, we scored that goal, Shreyas. But it always felt like Brentford was going to get back into it at that point, didn't it? It was kind of pushing the envelope as soon as we scored. And then those throw-ins just killed us, didn't they?
Oh, they did. Every single time it did. And I don't know for what reason, but physicality-wise, we struggle a lot. Like every single time. And you could see it at every turnover, every throw-in, every corner. It just looked like we are much more vulnerable in comparison to every single one of Brentford's players. And it actually cost us on a lot of opportunities. I think they probably could have gotten a couple more goals if they were a bit more clinical. But lucky for us, they didn't. But I think that there is still a lot of work to be done. I think if you take 2 or 3 players out of the team, the complexion of the team completely changes. Like you mentioned, Mount right now, very happy that he got a goal today. But when Bruno isn't there, you can see the gaping holes in this team, not just in the attack, but in the midfield as well. Like when it comes to ball progression, when it comes to chance creation, I would even say, when it comes to playing those small, intricate passes near the final third, you've not got anyone else but Bruno who does that job. And when he's not there, the quality drop off is massive. And I would say that, as a collective as well, this team is not there yet. And you could see, Brentford, I think they had a solid game plan when they came out today. They knew set pieces wise we could be shaky. They knew physicality wise we are quite frail in comparison to the players that they've got. They also knew that if we pressure United in their own half, they're not quite comfortable playing the ball out from the back. They will try it, but they'll end up making a mistake and it, cost us. So they actually read us like a book.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm almost thinking, if you're Athletic Bilbao now, Sam, on Thursday, you're surely just launching fucking balls into the box, aren't you? Throw-ins at, watching that game then.
Yeah, I think Bayindir was really all over the place today.
Yeah.
Slipper.
I think there was so many moments where you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
But then he pulled out some really good saves as well at the same time. So it's bizarre performance from Bayindir. I thought he could come out for crosses a lot more than he did. There was moments when, again, I think we touched on this in the chat, playing out from the back just doesn't work. Like, we're just shit at it and we just invite unnecessary pressure. Yeah, there was a lot of sort of moments where you just like, the depth in this squad is so shallow, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't have our top players in this team,
big fall off.
There's just nothing there. Like, it was similar under Ten Hag. Like, as soon as you under Ollie, sorry, as soon as you lost Bruno and people, it was just, that was it. You were just fucking shocking in terms of players. So yeah, big eye on the summer to who we bring in and who goes. But I don't think Bayindir is the one. The people who call him for Bayindir to take over Onana, I don't think he's the guy, man.
Well, it's kind of picking him like Gary Neville said, wasn't it? You want to shag your wife, basically, and that's what it feels like. Both of them are not great options. But yeah, we touched on the throw-ins and set pieces, and that's where their first equaliser came from, Shreyas. Damsgaard, I think went down as a Luke Shaw own goal, who also I wanted to mention as well, weren't great today, Luke Shaw. Especially in build-up, in my opinion.
He's not sharp, is he? He's not sharp at all.
He looks way off it.
I think he didn't look match sharp, but one thing that actually alarmed me was he looked a bit too casual in his approach today.
Yeah.
There were certain moments where I thought maybe he'll try to, take that one extra step to try and bridge the gap between the ball and him. And every single time he just allowed the opposition player to actually, cover that much space and win the ball off him. And it happened in a lot of moments, which I didn't really understand, that if you're playing there, if you're starting off, in that game, I understand that, he's played 90 minutes back to back. I think in the past couple of games, he started against Bournemouth. I think he played against Bilbao as well. He got a good chunk of minutes. So maybe he's not fully fit, but I think there were a couple of moments where he took the game a bit too much casually. And when you're playing,
it was a training session, basically.
Exactly. And when you're playing as a centre back in this system and you're, that much casual, you've not got as much spacing in behind, especially for the keeper that you're actually playing alongside with as well. There's not a lot of protection or cover behind you. So you genuinely need to be at it when you're playing in that centre half department. And I think chemistry wise as well, I think Fredrickson and Ligt, for the time they played, looked quite well in their partnership. The way they were able to, actually double down on Sade in the starting few minutes of the game. Ligt and Shaw didn't really look that much connected. I think as a partnership, they didn't know where the other person was. I think spacing wise, they didn't know how to maintain that width in that 3-back system. They didn't know which centre back had to progress, when to step in and when to step out of that, I would say, high line. So, of course, there are things to be done. But the alarming thing was, I think, the casual approach of our centre backs, especially Luke Shaw.
Yeah, I think that team, Sam, was a combination of just throwing paint at the wall, and the back line. Yeah. That was one of my biggest worries as well in the pre-match. I said the chemistry and the connection and between players who have played together so many times. If, let's say, obviously we can't start Maguire, I understand that, but if Maguire is in that back line, he's played with Shaw a lot more, so maybe there is a bit more of an understanding there. But yeah, that obviously it didn't help with Ligt going off either, did it?
No, I saw it and I was just like, that's not good. And I saw it limping.
I missed it, so I actually don't know what happened.
the ball comes in and he just sort of jumps, and then when he comes down, he just does his knee.
He just hyper-extended his foot.
Yeah, I don't know what part of his leg it was, but he's limping as he comes off the pitch, and then somebody has to like carry him like into the changing room. So you're like, oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah. My stream went off at that point. So
yeah, I think there's so many players who like I don't understand why we risked him. Like, why are we playing Ligt in this game? What's the point?
Well, you'd have to risk Maguire, wouldn't you?
But like, you could play. There's other players you could play. Play Lindelof at central. Like, you know what I mean?
He might have to play Thingy now as well. Lindelof in it.
But like, play it. Why is Ahmad coming off the bench? Fuck it. Who cares? Who cares?
We need match fitness as well, though.
I know, but like, just I don't understand why we're risking him. Like, it doesn't. I don't understand it. But anyways, yeah, Ligt's a big miss if he is. Like, we just literally got him back. If he's not fit for the final, it's going to be a tricky position that to fill. Like, who'd you play there? Do you put Yoro at the right centre back, and you risk Luke Shaw at the left centre back? Like, what do you do there? It's Mazraoui maybe at right centre back.
Maz will have to be a wing back unless Ahmad starts the game.
Yeah, he won't start Ahmad in a final. No chance.
No, I mean Ahmad. I'm saying if Ahmad's, I don't think he's going to start. Is this? So it will be Maz at right wing back.
Dorgu's been poor the last couple of games. He got hoiked at just at the beginning of second half as well, didn't he? That's worrying. That's worrying there as well. So yeah, I don't know. Like it's not good. It's not good.
The biggest thing for me that I struggled with was playing out from the back. Oh
my
god, it's so fucking
all season, hasn't it? All season it's been shit.
Yeah, but it was even more highlight. I mean, in fairness, the way Brentford, the way they pressed, I mean, they really forced the issue. But I'm just looking at it, I'm like, either drop a midfield deeper to collect it, go target Chido maybe a little bit more with long balls. I didn't think it was enough of that. And there was no good decision making, no composure on the ball, no triangles, no rotations to break through the press. It was kind of like side to side, and then it's like if it goes out for a throw in, or we go down the side, punt it down, and then they get it back.
The only player who's capable of taking it out from the back and playing it is Lissandro. He's the only one. None of the others can do it. Like, none of the others are capable of doing it. And without him in the team, you can't do that. So you're stuck. Like, because clearly distribution's a problem. He can't play it. Onana can't play it out long because he just doesn't hit a man. Bayinde did it a couple of times today, but not enough. So it's an issue, man.
I also missed the second goal as well, Shreyas. So again, I don't know if you can remember it, but if you want to describe that to me or tell me you scored, that'd be great. Because my stream went off. So by the time I came back, I was like, "What? It's 2-1. What's going on?" Can you remember it yourself?
Yeah, I mean, again, it was a shit goal, and it was scored by Sade again, and again.
So Shad got a brace then. He got a couple goals, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh god.
He took the ball off. Again, way too casual in our approach of the back, and then he just managed to score. And actually, when you look at the goal, both of Sade's goal, if you look at them, you look at it and go, those are very preventable goals. Like, they are not goals where you can go, too good of an approach by the player, or you could go that it's a screamer or a worldie. They're all preventable goals. And I said it a lot of times. I don't understand the obsession of playing out from the back. If you can't do it, just get rid of the philosophy. You can still do an exceptional job without playing the ball out from the back. And I think United right now would benefit more without actually, playing the ball out from the back. And I'm just going to look at it from the context of the Europa League. Don't play out from the back and give oppositions, whether it's Spurs, whether it's the likes of Athletic Bilbao in the second leg.
Teams we struggled with, haven't we? There, Bournemouth, Bilbao, and Brentford, all beginning with B, coincidentally.
Yeah.
We struggled, didn't they? Because they just high press and forced the issue.
Yeah, and the thing is, other teams, in comparison to us, especially in knockout competitions, they're way more clinical in comparison to us. And if you allow them, the thing is, if you allow Bilbao to grow back into the game, it's going to be a costly affair. So, and now that Ligt is gone as well, hopefully not for long, hopefully he's fit by the time of the final, but it's a massive loss. And we are already quite low when it comes to, wing backs and defensive, centre backs that we've got in this team. Lisandro is out. Ligt might be out. I don't know for how long. We've also got Aiden Heaven out as well. So that's 3 centre backs that you've already got out. And the Luke Shaw as well is very shaky at the moment. So the only ones you're left with is Yoro and Maguire. Mazraoui cannot play in both positions at the same time. So Yeah, and Fredrickson isn't even registered. So I don't know if he takes the risk with actually starting Amas. But one thing is that one young, I would say, wing back will actually be starting, whether it's Dorgu and Amas. So you genuinely just need to take your, it's a toss up between the two at the moment. I understand that Dallo wasn't playing as well, but him being out is a big blow for us, because at least he covered that one area and allowed us to be more compact defensively,
I
because
know what you mean.
Dowie at that right-sided centre half was actually able to allow us to play a lot better.
Yeah, it's not a great option, but it's an option at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I'll get to everyone's comments. If you are just joining us live, Man United have lost 4-3 to Brentford. You might have turned the game off at half-time. I've had enough. But yeah, nearly a late comeback, but too little too late for us. Just on the third and fourth goal from Brentford's perspective, Sam, you had the outnumbered at back post, cross from Mberno, and Kevin Shard scores again, and then Visser gets his goal. That's 3 of their attackers now, all in double figures.
Yeah. Yeah, they've played well this season. Like Mbuemo, Visser, and now Shada, they've all played extremely well this season. Imagine if we had 3 forwards who got on double figures for the season. Can you imagine?
How different?
Where would we be in the table?
Yeah.
I'm very jealous of what they have. The fact that they've got strikers who are so free flowingly scored in every week and every game, and you can count on them to actually get goals. So yeah, it's we both said when we did the preview we expected to get beat today, and we did. When it was 3-1, I was like, yeah, that's about what I expected here. It went to 4-1. I was just like, oh Jesus Christ, it's getting so much worse.
Embarrassing territory.
This could be a slap in now. And then if it not for the late stage mini comeback we staged, then yeah, it could have looked really embarrassing.
Well, that late stage mini comeback that Sam's referring to, Shreyas, started with Garnacho's Thunderbolt, which in isolation was a banger, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. And that's the thing, he's got 21 goal contributions this season now across all competitions. So with other players being out, and especially, with the lack of goals in that attacking line, he has turned up for us, in certain moments. I think he's, again, playing on from that left-hand side. Yeah, the balls he's, managed to put in, the low crosses that he started to put more inside the box, they do prove a lot more threatful. The first goal that he actually got, Mason Mount, it was through his low cross into the box.
Yeah.
So I think he has grown into that role, but again, he is going to have more. He has that in his locker to score a volley out of nowhere. We've seen it throughout his career now, and he can create a goal out of nothing. But it's the lack of consistency. I think it's the lack of maturity and the lack of composure that actually kills him off. Because if he managed to actually, get his finishing edge back on in the context of this season, I think he could have already got 30 goal contributions, because the type of opportunities that he's missed this season, the one-on-ones, the open net goals that he has missed, they're countless. But there's definitely a player in there. I'm not sure how expendable he is when it comes to next season, because he's not first team quality. I don't think that he's someone who starts for us week in and week out and gets us to top 4. As a squad player, as someone to come off from the bench against tired legs, he's always been an impact sub and been very instrumental for us in that department. But I don't know what figures we are playing with when it comes to our financial leverage next season, but I'm still not sure whether his position is nailed on for us next season.
Yeah. I think he still might be sold in the summer meet. I think with Mateus Cunha coming in on his side where he plays, and then Ahmad coming back into the fold as well. Obviously, Ahmad Sam returns with a goal as well. So just kind of showing us what we miss with him, which is, if there is a silver lining, it's that Ahmad is back. He's back on the score sheet. But how many minutes can he play on Thursday, do you reckon?
I don't know if they'll risk him on Thursday.
Yeah.
I think if we can get an early goal on Thursday, that should end the tie. That should be it, and then we should be able to shut up shop and then maybe hit him on the counter, because they're gonna have to come out and play if they want to get anything from it. So maybe you don't risk him and then keep him fresh, keep him taking over for the final. Like, that's why we need him. So yeah, I don't think they'll risk him on Thursday, but maybe we see him come off the bench towards the end so he's got minutes in his legs and stuff. But yeah, we've missed that guy so badly. Like, every time we've tried to get something out of a game, it's either come through him or Bruno.
Yeah,
they've been the two creating anything in any of our games where we've salvaged a point or we've managed to snatch a win, in the case of like Southampton. So without him, we are 50% less good than what we are with him. And then without him and Bruno, you saw the state of that, what was on the pitch today. None of them played, and we were shocking for a lot of the game until Ahmad sort of got on the pitch.
He must have been tempted in the last 10-15 minute hammering to bring Bruno on. He must have been looking at him and like, do I chance it? And then obviously just thought, no. Same Thursday will be all right. Right, to the comment section. Random guy saying quite an educational game, wasn't it? We learnt that kids can't play against men. Ugarte is class. Hoyland isn't the problem. Bayindir ain't half bad. Shaw is not sharp enough to play. Ericsson is useful. Sam, you winced then about the Bayindir comment.
Ain't half bad. Is he being? He's only 50% bad, or is he 50%? Like, what is he?
He made some good saves. There was 2 or 3 saves that were really good.
Onana makes some great saves, but you let
me finish my point. I was going to expand on that. I was saying he made some good saves. But obviously the playing out from the back and the slipping and stuff was just like... And what that does as well, it breeds nervousness in the back line, and then he plays in front of you, you're like, oh, I don't really trust him, should I advance? And then the whole back just becomes an absolute fucking car crash then. Random guy saying, I'm happy both Bruno and Mazraoui got a full rest too. Andy, here we go. Fan base are so poor, just letting games be thrown away. It feels like every weekend if we don't win that trophy, then what? All I'm seeing online...
Andy not being positive. I'm in a shock.
All I'm seeing online is just win on Thursday. How about keep the momentum going? No, to be honest, I can take an element of that because I've been pushing the same kind of narrative. Like, I understand the Europa League is the be-all and end-all, to be fair, this season. But also, I've said before numerous games like this where I don't just want to I want to put up a bit of a fight and a bit of basically showing what we've shown in the last 15 minutes of that game for the full 90. That would have been nice. But with the amount of changes and the drop-off in quality, it was just... Seemed like a difficult ask, didn't it? Straight from the start. So, if a player goes down and immediately waves their hand, it's on the ref to stop play. It doesn't have to be a head injury. Hopefully, Ligt can be back for the final. People still going on about mentality. I'll let Random Guy and Andy continue that discussion in the comment section. We'll go back to that shortly. On individuals, Sam, I thought Coyote, is it Coyote? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Their right wing back, whatever you want to call it, was really good, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's only 20 as well, I think. And he's not had a lot of games, but he's cemented his place now. So yeah, I think he's really good. I really liked it. Shut Garnacho down most of the game. Didn't get sniffed.
Going forward as well, though, he was super impressive.
And then once he went off the pitch, that's when Garnacho got his opportunity for his goal. So you could tell he kept him quiet most of the game. So yeah, really, really good player. They've got a team of really underrated players like Damsgaard, Karate. The goalkeeper's pretty decent as well. He's got 2 assists this season, I believe. And Buemo, Visser, they've got talent all over the pitch, and they've got a great manager in Thomas Frank. So you can't argue with it that they deserve to be where they are in the league and fighting for Europe because they've done well and they're a good team.
It's impressive, isn't it, what Thomas Frank's doing with that team, Shreyas? When me and Sam did the preview, we mentioned that Brentford work with a 30 to 40 million budget every summer. And to do what they're doing mid-table, pushing for Europe with the likes of Brighton and Villa and these teams, he's doing an incredible job in it.
Yeah, and I think the numbers that his team is putting up is quite amazing as well for the kind of money they play with, because all 4 of their attackers, including Damsgaard, all have got goal contributions in double digits this season itself. The kind of double pivot he works with as well, with Norgard being in there, is quite decent. He's got Coyote, who's just come in. I think he's coming from Fiorentina, someone completely unheard of, but he's come in and done a very decent job for them. And every single season, they have, I think before this season, they were a team that had a lot of, not that one marquee player who used to get all the goals, but, with Ivan Toney was their marquee player, but there were other players who would chip in, and it would be quite well distributed. This season, they've, with Visa, I think has got 18, and Buemo has got 18 as well. So I think they have leveled up this season for sure. But to be able to actually maintain your position in the Prem with the kind of money they work with and actually play decent football at the same time is quite difficult. And for them to actually do it at a sustainable way, season in and season out, it's quite commendable.
No, I agree on that, absolutely. I think. Oh, where have I gone here?
Camera's died.
No, it's not died. It's still alive.
No, not on our end. We could just see the
Virtual cam.
Well, it's
virtual camera.
USB not recognised. Right, let me one sec. Let me switch this camera over very, very quickly. If someone go to the comments just whilst I
random guy Glinios on the other hand has to make great changes into the team in the summer. Our mentality as a club was terrible for a few years now. I'm sure our opinions of Garnacho will be different, but his availability is incredible. 54 appearances for the club this season. I think, while his appearance is incredible and his availability, I don't think he should be playing that many games.
Exactly.
Far too many games he's playing, man. As a 19-year-old, you shouldn't be playing that many games.
Yeah. On the youngsters, just whilst you just give me the perfect segue on them as well. Cheeto and Amas struggled today, didn't they? Amarin's just been speaking on Cheeto, saying he fought all game, but you can feel he's really naive sometimes in the way he puts his body about. He had a moment in the box, I think, where he's like dribbled past a couple of players and got a shot off, which is like, you can see there is a raw ability there that you can work with. But physically, Shreyas, they struggled, didn't they, both of them?
It is bound to happen. They're very, very young, very, very inexperienced, and you can see, that both of them need regular game time. They are in desperate need of a loan, especially Harry Amas. I think you can see how good he is on the ball, and especially when he's driving the ball forward, his crossing ability as well. There is a lot of potential in there, and with Cheeto as well, the ability is definitely there. And I think at his age, to have that sort of fearlessness and at the same time to have that sort of technical ability in and around the box, it is quite rare to have. So if United are able to nurture them properly, get them a good loan, get them some regular minutes, I think 2 or 3 years down the line, both of them can be very serious players for us. But right now, physicality-wise, they'll definitely struggle in the Prem. Intensity-wise as well, they struggle in the Prem. So it will take them time. I think people just, want every player from the academy who just comes in to have like an impact like Kobe Mainoo did, like come in and just take the league by storm. But it doesn't happen every single time. Some of them take some time. Some of them, come in and just, completely take the league by storm. But these two guys are definitely, some big talents, but they do need some time for nurturing and getting some experience.
I forgot to mention before as well on Garnacho's goal, Kobe does really well. Not Garnacho, sorry. Mount's goal.
Mount's goal.
Igate had a really good assist on Ahmad's goal as well. Igate was really good as well.
Igate, generally his performance overall I thought was really, really good one for the most part. It's just been tweeted out, so I'll get on this, lads. It is no longer mathematically possible for Man United to finish in the top half of the table. So that means we are definitely, whether it's 11th or 16th, we are definitely going to have a bottom half finish, which is the worst ever.
We ain't finishing 11th. That's that.
No, we're not. Yeah, it's probably 15th, 16th, along with Spurs. So mad though, isn't it? How like for both teams, if they do reach the final, to finish 15th and 16th in the Premier League, and them two teams are the ones that are in there.
Two teams in a European final, and we finished just above the relegation zone.
Yeah.
Mad. So the tournament football and league football is just like it's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. Random's asking man of the match, and we'll finish off with that. Shreyas, you go.
Ahmad. I was genuinely quite happy for him to actually come in and get a goal. It was actually a breath of fresh air for him to get a goal, and just seeing him back actually, gives me a lot of confidence for us in the Europa League. But I think Ugarte did a good job as well. So Ugarte definitely deserves a shout. Garnacho deserves a shout as well.
Yeah, I'd go Ugarte, Sam.
I agree, Ugarte. I thought he was excellent. Didn't put a foot wrong. Probably one of the only people on the pitch where you look at him like, no, he had a good game. Yeah. Everybody else had moments where you're like, I don't know what's going on there.
I agree. Well, with that in mind, lads, obviously we are going to do the preview on Tuesday for the game Thursday night. I know we're 3-0 up, but by no means is Amarin going to go with a weak team on Thursday. You certainly hope not.
I don't trust this team at all.
Yeah.
No.
I don't trust this team as far as I could throw Harry Maguire, which is not far at all.
Yeah, spot on with that. But for Thursday, who's in mind now? Has anyone from that team said I should start?
Ugarte. Said it. Ahmad, probably the thing, but I wouldn't risk him, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I don't know who else. I don't know who else has really stood up. Could you say Mason Mount, maybe? Because he scored?
Yeah, but he's not going to start over Bruno, is he?
Nah.
No.
And especially when you're trying to defend a lead, I think Amorim is going to go as pragmatic as he probably can.
It's going to be
in that game.
Cass Ugarte in that midfield.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
he's trying to box it up with Bruno.
Bruno,
being in
Garnacho, Højlund will be the three. Your wing back's going to be Maz,
Ugarte,
Dorgu.
Casemiro, and then it'll be Maguire, Yoro, and then
Shaw,
play
I'm guessing.
Shaw and Lindelof.
I'd rather play... I know Shaw was pretty bad today, but I'd rather play Shaw than Lindelof. I love Lindelof in the first leg. I know we got a block off the line, but the first leg, there was so many passes he was giving away. And he's so slight 1v1. I'd much rather have Shaw, personally, but I suppose. Yeah. And he's natural left footer as well, not left-sided centre-half, so I'd rather go with that. But we'll save the actual full prediction, obviously, for Tuesday night. Appreciate everyone tuning in, watching this, whether you watch this live as always or watch it later on. Subscribe to the channel if you can. Please, leave a like on the video for us. Check us out on socials, bottom right-hand corner, for all the aftermath of the game and all the build-up to Thursday night. All the post-match interview stuff and quotes and news and transfer stuff will all be over on there. So come drop us a follow. Big thank you to Shreyas and Sam for joining me.